Hi, ArcfieldWeather.com meteorologist Paul Dorian here on Tuesday morning, July the 29th. Boy, we have a big time change coming to the northeastern part of the nation from the Great Lakes, Midwest to the Mid-Atlantic and Northeast U.S. Very hot and humid conditions continue in that part of the nation for another couple of days, right through midweek. But then a transition day will take place on Thursday with some heavy rainfall possible along a very, very slow-moving cold frontal boundary zone that will be dropping from the southeastern part of Canada, south and east into the northeastern part of the U.S. It looks like low pressure will form along that boundary zone on Thursday, slowing down its advance to the south and east and enhancing upward motion in places like D.C., Philadelphia, New York City, and much of the Mid-Atlantic region, especially from the I-95 corridor to the coastal sections. That leads to the possibility of some heavy rainfall on Thursday and Thursday night, maybe even some flash flooding conditions. Showers are likely to linger into Friday morning as low pressure only slowly pulls away from the eastern seaboard. Likely to be noticeably cooler on Friday in places like D.C., Philadelphia, New York City, with way below normal temperatures and a stiff east to northeast breeze as well. Combination of high pressure to the north and west and that departing low pressure off the eastern seaboard. This is a forecast map of dew points, a true measure of overall humidity. The higher the dew point temperature, that means the higher the moisture content in the atmosphere. These dew points are for midday on Saturday and just a very, very comfortable low dew points for this time of the year. We're looking at the 40s for dew points in much of New England, even parts of the Mid-Atlantic region, maybe the low to mid 50s for the dew point temperature. Midday on Saturday down across D.C. and throughout Virginia and Maryland. That is very comfortable air indeed, and much, much different than what we are experiencing during the first half of this week. Well, let's take a look at the 500 millibar height anomaly forecast maps using the 0Z run of the GFS. All of these maps available on tropicaltidbits.com. Strong upper level region, kind of centered over the Mississippi Valley region, the Great Lakes, and it is a hot one today in the Mid-Atlantic, in the Northeast U.S. High temperatures this afternoon, probably 95 to about 99 degrees in that D.C. to Philadelphia to New York City corridor. An outside chance for some record breakers. Another record today in Philly is 98 degrees. Probably come a little bit short of that, but it's in the ballpark. Maybe a record breaker down in D.C. with the upper 90s likely this afternoon. Stays quite hot on Wednesday as well. And then the transition begins on Thursday. And again, that transition is likely to come with some heavy rainfall. Let's move forward here. Watch what happens to this ridge here. We go into midweek, another hot and humid day for the Mid-Atlantic, Northeast U.S., the Great Lakes. Then the change starts to get underway in earnest here. By the time we get to Thursday morning, this deep upper-level trough over southeastern Canada starts to have an influence in the northeastern part of the nation. There will be a cold frontal system backed up by a Canadian-born high pressure, a strong Canadian-born high pressure, and that cold frontal system will slowly push to the south and east later in the week. And here we go into the day on Friday. And it is at this point where that low pressure will be along that frontal boundary zone and just edging its way off the eastern seaboard. And there's a lot of cool air behind that frontal system that works its way into the Mid-Atlantic region for Friday. Friday is the first day of the month of August. Probably high temperatures in the middle 70s in portions of the I-95 corridor region. That's as opposed to maybe 88, 89 degrees being the normal high for this time of the year. And we'll move forward into the upcoming weekend, and that pleasant air mass certainly will stick around right through the upcoming weekend. It could very well turn out to be one of the nicest weekends, if not the nicest weekend of the entire summer season for much of the Mid-Atlantic region, let's say the eastern Great Lakes, Northeast U.S. as well. We'll go into the latter part of the upcoming weekend, and upper level trough will start to intensify over the Mississippi Valley region. Now let's take a look at the 850 millibar temperature anomalies. This is beginning the day here on Tuesday. Above normal conditions, way above normal conditions with respect to temperatures from New England all the way to the middle part of the nation. Again, it could be some record breakers this afternoon in portions of the Mid-Atlantic, Northeast U.S., and Midwest as well. We'll move forward here. Notice up to the north and west by early tomorrow. We have some very cold air for this time of the year, the end of July, centered over the Hudson Bay region of Canada. We talked about the Hudson Bay region kind of being an important area to look at during the late summer, the fall season, just to see how quick that ice can build up on the Hudson Bay, potentially having an impact on the winter in the central and eastern states. Let's move forward here. And that cooler than normal air slowly works its way south and east. This is now Thursday. There'll be a frontal system right in this area right here that is going to slow down in its advance to the south and east as low pressure forms right along that temperature gradient, right along that frontal boundary zone. And that can lead to some heavy rainfall in portions of the Mid-Atlantic region, maybe even flash flooding conditions Thursday night time frame. Then we get through the day on Thursday and into Friday. This is the first day of August on Friday. Temperatures way below normal for this time of the year, for the 1st of August, from New England across the Midwest into the central part of the nation. Again, high temperatures. As an example, Philly may just be in the low to mid 70s on Friday afternoon with a stiff east to northeast breeze as well. Normal high temperatures for that time of the year, 87, 88, 89 degrees in the I-95 corridor region of the Mid-Atlantic. Now, this cooler than normal air mass will certainly stick around all weekend long, and in fact, the first 5 to 7 days or so of August look to be at or below normal temperature-wise from the East Coast all the way to the Mississippi Valley region. Now, let's take a look at the upper level vorticity. These are areas of rotation or spin in the upper part of the atmosphere that can lead to enhanced upward motion down at the surface. And we'll see a little bit of a wave here that will help to organize that low pressure along the frontal boundary zone by the time we get to Thursday, which potentially can lead to some heavy rainfall and flash flooding. So here we go through the day on Tuesday and then into Wednesday. And here is that little system here, that short wave, as we call it, in the upper part of the atmosphere on Wednesday evening. It slides south and east so that by Thursday morning it's centered right here. This is when that front will be kind of draped from the southwest and the northeast right across the Mid-Atlantic region. This will help to spawn low pressure right along that frontal boundary zone. When low pressure forms along a cold front in this part of the nation, it tends to slow down its advance to the south and east. And that is really what will happen. This cold front will basically get hung up during the day on Thursday and Thursday night in the Mid-Atlantic region as that low pressure rides along the frontal boundary zone. And all of that will lead to some possible heavy rainfall, maybe even some flash flooding conditions all the way through the night on Thursday night. And then we get into the morning on Friday. We'll have low pressure only slowly pulling away from the eastern seaboard, and that will result in an east to northeast flow of air, a cool flow of air on Friday. Lingering showers possible on Friday morning, places like D.C., Philadelphia, New York City, certainly New Jersey, Delaware, the Delmarva Peninsula, likely to have lingering showers on Friday morning. We'll go a little bit farther out in time here. We go Friday afternoon. Clearing skies should finally set in overnight Friday night, all leading to what should turn out to be one of the nicest weekends of the summer season across the Great Lakes, the Midwest, Mid-Atlantic region, and the Northeast U.S. Very comfortable air mass Saturday and Sunday. Comfortable temperatures, low humidity values. Now let's wrap up with the surface forecast maps from the 0Z run of the GFS. Should be a rain-free day today on Tuesday in the Mid-Atlantic region. Very hot and humid, maybe some record-breaking heat Likely to see mid to upper 90s, D.C., Philadelphia, New York City this afternoon with those mostly sunny skies. Then we go into the day on Wednesday, and at this time, you can start to see the influence here up across Canada. We have strong high pressure on Wednesday morning over south central Canada. And this air mass right here is a cooler than normal air mass crossing from northwest to southeast across the Hudson Bay region of Canada. Again, this is the Wednesday morning forecast. Go a little bit farther in time. Cold front starts to approach the northeastern part of the nation by late Wednesday. There can be scattered showers and thunderstorms late Wednesday, Wednesday night in the Mid-Atlantic region. I believe they'll be only scattered. Doesn't mean they can't be strong, produce some heavy rainfall, but more widespread showers and thunderstorms will take place on Thursday and Thursday night. So the kind of the opening salvo of this transition from the current high heat and humidity to the late week much cooler air mass here will take place with scattered showers and thunderstorms late Wednesday, Wednesday night. And then we start to see that low pressure area forming right along that frontal boundary zone, which by midday Thursday draped across the mid-Atlantic region from west-southwest to east-northeast in this kind of a fashion. And this low pressure area will form right along that frontal boundary zone. And what that does, it enhances upward motion. You have a temperature gradient, you have upward motion, and that spells some possible heavy rainfall showing up here on last night's run of the GFS. And I totally believe this kind of a scenario here. This is late Thursday, Thursday night, some heavy rainfall possible with that low pressure forming along this very slow moving cold frontal system. This is the forecast map for late Thursday. This rain will linger throughout the night on Thursday night going into Friday morning. Here we go on Friday morning. First day of August featuring way below normal temperatures. Mid-Atlantic, D.C., Philadelphia, New York City, New Jersey, Delmarva Peninsula. And in addition, there will be the stiff east to northeast flow of air blowing counterclockwise around that low pressure area. Still, some lingering showers as well on Friday morning. It'll be kind of a nasty day to begin the month of August with cloudy skies, stiff east to northeast flow of air, maybe lingering showers throughout the morning hours, maybe even into the afternoon as that low pressure only slowly moves away. Here's that Canadian high pressure system slowly advancing to the Great Lakes. It turns out to be a nice day on Friday across the Great Lakes, and clearing skies finally set in the overnight hours Friday night into early Saturday in the Mid-Atlantic region, especially that I-95 corridor region to the coast. It's slow to clear on Friday night. And by the time we get to Saturday, this high pressure starts to finally influence the weather throughout the Mid-Atlantic region. It will become a mostly sunny day, comfortable temperatures, low humidity values. This is the forecast map for Saturday, and we'll see that high pressure stays in control all the way into the day on Sunday. Again, one of the nicest weekends of the summer season throughout the Northeast U.S., the Mid-Atlantic region, the Midwest, the Great Lakes region, with comfortable temperatures, low humidity values. And no intense heat is in sight for next week as well in this part of the nation. So a big transition coming, and that transition will not be a quiet one. It looks like the potential for some heavy rainfall on Thursday and Thursday night in much of the Mid-Atlantic region, maybe even some flash flooding conditions. That'll follow very hot and humid weather for today and tomorrow with afternoon highs in places like D.C., Philadelphia, New York City, probably the mid to upper 90s, both today and on Wednesday, but then way below normal temperatures by the time we get to Friday, the first day of the new month of August. That's it for now. For ArcFieldWeather.com, this has been Meteorologist Paul Dorian.